And good morning, Minecraft. Good morning, Kerbinauts. This is Mr. Kasarian. Today, yes, it is supposed to be Minecraft, but instead we are doing Kerbal Space Program because I want to. Yep. All right, so we're going to take some tests today. Let's do this. Let's do... Ooh. Yeah, it's going to be a hard profile to reach, though. Be a wicked hard profile to reach. So we'll do this. We're going to go for Kerbin orbit again. Let's do that. Okay. Orbiting. All right, so I want something like 88,000. That should be pretty good. Okay, so we'll take these two. I finished the other two contracts off camera because you guys probably didn't want or need to see them. All right. So let's do something cheap. We'll go with cheap. Okay. I like the idea of cheap. All right, so let's load the redstone one back up, and we can now see, now that we have MechJeb, what our Delta V stats actually are. Yay. Okay. All right, so MechJeb, you're under control. MechJeb. Ploink. Oh, we have plenty of thrust left on this thing. Oh, and the music's flipping loud again. For heaven's sakes. All right, so that means we can add a couple things here. So let's add a Science Junior, right? Okay. Actually, even better. So that's mass 0.1. Okay, so let's do this then. We get to use something kind of cool. This is a... let's integrate with this stage anyways. So let's go into utility. And we should see that we have this universal storage quad. Okay. Now, what this lets us do is attach experiments to it. Experiments? Experiments. Okay. Right. So, experiments are cool. And let me show you why. Cool. Floating upright, floating upright. Cool. Okay, that would be kind of cool. What if I can actually deploy these in the VAB? Okay, that's awesome. Sorry. Okay, so we want to put on... Okay, do these work? Ooh, shiny. Okay. So what this lets us do is pack multiple things in. All right, so we could put in a Mystery Goo, a Science Junior. We'll actually put in a second Science Junior, I think. And we'll put in a magnetometer boom. There we go. So that'll let us do a fair bit of science in space. All right. So I'll put that on. All right. Now, we also need power storage. Okay. Let's go with 2 of those. All right. So we still have some pretty good TWR on both those stages. Okay, I like to see that. I like to see that a lot. What else can we throw in this thing? Okay, so we'll give him a life support container. And 37 days, that's way more than we need because our battery power is not going to last that long. So we really don't need that yet until we have a way to generate power. That's really kind of a neither here nor there sort of a deal. Okay, I could do some radial oxygen, but we actually have enough integrated storage to deal with that. All right, so we are going to go with the redstone 2. Oops. Heavy. Version of the redstone 1. Now that we can actually see our TWR and Delta V. Okay, so now we can actually see this. We can do a bit more customization with this thing, all right? So let's start off by pulling that stuff off, right? And we get better fuel tanks now. Okay, so where did that battery box go again? There we go. All right, so right now we're sitting at about... Upper stage is still 2.9 because we didn't really add anything. Oh. Much better. Much better. Remember, keep part counts low. Okay, so now we're at about 1.23. That's good. All right, so let's get rid of this entire lower stage. There we go. And what does this give us? 1.65. So let's add another fuel tank to the base of this. All right. Probably going to look better if I do it this way. Right? 1.49. All right, but we still need to add some control surfaces now that we have them. So we'll go like that, and Alt-click, or your control button, whatever that is, to copy. And then what we'll do is we'll turn off pitch and roll on this one. Remember, you want to isolate your control surfaces as much as possible. And there we go. Okay. Now, if we look at our center of mass, center of lift, okay, that's not too bad. It should be at least moderately stable on launch. What I'm also going to do, command and control, and we're going to put an RCS wheel in there. And hopefully that'll keep us from flipping out too much. So we're at 19 grand for this thing. Let's go and let's add some chutes to it. We'll add 4 chutes there. And we'll put that with the stack separator. And then we're also going to add 4 chutes here. We'll put that all the way up top. So what that'll do is that should allow these stages to be recovered and reused, I hope. Hopefully. Hopefully. All right, it's most important with our lower stage, but our upper stage is also pretty decent too. Okay, so without too much else to do, we have a much more streamlined rocket. Let's save. Do you want Chub flying this sucker? Nah. We'll go with Bob. Now, we won't have SAS through the game, but we will have some control, okay? So let's launch Bob. I forgot to put on the crap I need to test in orbit. The entire point of this flight, and I'm forgetting the stuff that I actually need. All right, so we're going to revert to vehicle assembly because we haven't launched yet. All right, we haven't launched yet. Okay. Okay. What do we need to test up there? Contracts. There we go. Okay, we need a T2 solid rocket booster. All right. So let's give ourselves engines. T2 solid rocket separation retro booster. We'll go with 4 of them. And then we need a TT38K radial decoupler. Okay, so let's go with, let's see. All right, so we have our experiment packages mounted. We have our retro boosters put in. And the nice thing about the retro boosters is that they should actually help us get out of orbit. If I check this out, that's minus 85 delta V. That's not a lot of delta V, but it'll help, all right? So let's save this, and let's take it out to the pad. Let's make sure our stage is right here. Yeah. No. Nope. Okay, let me just expand this a little bit. Yeah, okay, fine. Activate part through staging sequence, and activate part through the staging sequence. Okay, good. All right, so let's save it, and let's take it out to the pad. Okay. Right. 36. $32. We'll go to 2 of these on those. Actually, you know what? This is our most valuable section. So we'll go like that, and then like that, right? 30 out of 30, okay. Save it, send it to orbit. I actually do like the parts limitations because it is kind of cool. I do actually really kind of like them. Okay, so we should have everything set up, right? Right. Okay. Oh, we have a science experiment ready. We'll save that. I'll probably just do that off camera. All right, Bob is in there. Let's do this. And let's go to Smart ASS. All right, good. We'll try and kill rotation. Kill rotation. And, yeah, don't have any SAS modules. We'll go for throttle up. And we'll get ourselves off the pad. Now, our throw weight on this thing is somewhat limited. Our throw weight is somewhat limited. We could expand it a little bit more by... That's a good way of saying it. We could expand our throw weight just a bit more by building up some... MechJeb, you're not doing the job I want you to be doing. Crap. Now we have to watch the darn maneuver window this entire time. And I'm getting the sneaking suspicion that this thing wants to go into a polar orbit. I literally have my control surfaces locked right now. Like, completely saturated. And this is one hell of a gravity turn I just put myself into. I know what's happening. I'm just not thrilled with it. But we should be okay, because we're about to hit stage separation. And I should get moderate control back once I do. We're also hitting thinner atmosphere, which is nice. Let's turn that off just so he's not fighting me over it. Oh, God. Okay. It does not want to point on the vector. At all. At all, at all, at all. Come on. Wrench yourself around there, buddy. Get on that vector. Get. Come on. Fight this sucker into orbit. Yes, I am well aware that I have something of an experiment to do. That's fine, but I'm currently having a war with my spacecraft. This will get significantly easier once I get a bit further up into the atmosphere, but until that point, I'm going to have a hell of a time. Nope. Come on. Point the way I want you to. This is what we call a hell of a path to orbit. It's actually going to be a relatively efficient orbit, but it is a hell of a path to orbit. Usually my gravity turns aren't quite this fast, actually. I'm not even certain if I can get my ass into orbit at this point. I'm going to blame this all on Ferrum, actually. Alright, so we're now in the upper atmosphere, so this is going a lot easier now. And I'm burning up above my prograde right now. We can actually put ourselves kind of down onto that prograde factor. Make our burn a little bit more efficient here. Theoretically, I have enough delta V, but I wasted a lot of it burning in not the right direction. Mostly because I was expecting MechJeb to be doing something that he decided he wasn't going to do. Oh, okay, we are now at orbital speeds. That's good to know. just don't know if I actually have the delta V to do this. And we've started a spin. Great. MechJeb, kill that rotation. All right, so now you're cooperating with me. Thanks, MechJeb. Thank you. So very, very much. I think we might get this into orbit, actually. I mean, if all else fails, I flip it around and fire those retro boosters. I still have about 1,000 delta V left on this, so we'll see. I might be able to pull this off still. All right, come on, get out of that. Come on, come on, come on. I have about 900 delta V left. We might be able to do this. We might be able to do this. It's going to be close. What, I need over 80 something? Like 86? We'll go for 87 to be on the safe side. Okay. Oh, because we're still deep in the atmosphere. That's why. All right. And we're just going to sustain the burn here. This is one of the downsides of such a flat trajectory is you end up doing this. A lot of this. Because we're still slowing down because, you know, we're still trying to get our butts into orbit. And this means we're wasting a lot of delta V doing this. And time, too, come to think of it. All right, so we're now out of the thickest part of the atmosphere. This is actually not that dissimilar from how an ICBM flies, believe it or not. Oh, good, we recovered the stage. Good, okay. Delete that, delete, delete. Oh, thank you. Okay, so let's kick that engine back on just for some sustained burn. I need to be above 86.4, that's fine, and below 97. Nice, big orbital range. And we're still 6 minutes from apoapse. And I can't do maneuver nodes because game. All right, so let's knock down to the prograde. Let's get ourselves some time acceleration going here. Of course, we're in physical time accel because we are. And we're taking a nice long flight. We're almost in space now, so the drag is actually minimal across the spacecraft. Are we now in orbit, actually? I think we must be if we're getting an option for a magnetometer scan. All right, so we're going to pop that magnetometer scanner out now that we're in orbit. We're going to keep the data. We're going to do our material study now that we're in orbit as well. Let's toggle you. Microgravity has greatly affected the growth. Loose structures are also flying around the bay in a messy but fascinating way. Awesome. Thank you, KSP. All right, so let's get our time acceleration going a little bit more now that we're outside the atmosphere. And as soon as we drop out of time accel, this thing's going to slap back around. As MechJeb goes, oh wait, I'm supposed to be on your apoapse, aren't I? 30 seconds out, let's start the burn. Let's throttle down. We're just burning up very slowly. Very slowly. All right, so now in orbit. Okay. So now we can check out our... What was the first thing we had to do? Oh, right, the decouplers. Right, test the decouplers. Okay. And stand by for decoupler test. Now. Yay. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do, let's say it's 44 delta V, right? So if I come to here, oh, I can't do maneuver nodes. Right. Okay. So let's time accelerate our way around. Because I want to get... I have programs that would tell me what's about to happen. Okay. So if I do this, slow down time acceleration. All right. So then let's come back out of the map mode. I'm not certain where I'm going to land, but, you know, wherever. All right. And stand by to fire the retro boosters. All conditions are green. That did nothing to our orbit, really. Okie dokie. I'm just in kind of like the wrong orbital position, aren't I? Just the wrong orbital position. How much power and electric charge do I have? Right, let's staple that up there. So let's come all the way around the planet. Actually, what we can do right now is flash ourselves onto our retrograde vector, bring up the nav ball, and fire them boosters. And try and bring ourselves down a little bit. All right, 35 kilometers. We might hit the pole. We may not. All right, so let's go. Let's burn here, right? Is it actually changing my orbit at all? Not really. I don't have the delta V to pull it off, so that's fine. Okay, so let us now... Oh, right. These are attached in the wrong bloody places. Ha 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 ha. Great. All right, so I think what we're going to do in that case is we're going to create this here, right? We're going to try and bring this all down together. All right, so let's go off so he's not bleeding out our power. And let's accel forward. As you can see, we're now entering Atmo. We have a materials study available. Do I want to do it here? I want to kind of try and wait, actually. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do the materials study. Keep the data. And then let's transfer. Let's just do this the real way. New page. Stage separator. Science. Okay. Command pod. Receive. Transfer. Transfer and transfer. Great. Okay. I have one more Mr. Goo container, but whatever. It'll get recovered when we hit land. No big deal. Okay, so then let us just make sure that we are actually going to re-enter. Basically, I want to make sure that we're actually going to stick the re-entry. There's no way we're not going to stick this re-entry, to put it mildly. Okay, so let's slow this down. Let us separate this. Excuse me, computer. Let's separate. We are ballistic at this point. Arm shoots. And I will see you guys planet side. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was a successful mission. Crew report, material study, magnetometer scan, and a vessel return from orbit. Parts. So in addition to this, we did recover the primary stage. Okay. And we recovered of course, the crew. We also picked up the secondary stage. You can see Bob got some mission summaries. And he advanced to level 2. Beautiful. Okay. As you can see, stage recovered. We also got a refund there. So we got at least partial refunds on all 3 of our stages. All right. We also made all the money from those 2 contracts. Okay. Okay. So, what that means is that we have a good amount of money. You want me to try and lift that into orbit? Orbital survey of the sun. Ooh. Yeah, that's not worth it. That's not worth it. Okay. I don't want to do visual surveys of Kerbin. I don't want to do visual surveys of Kerbin. I really don't want to do visual surveys of Kerbin. I still don't want to do visual surveys of Kerbin. Science data from around Kerbin. Yeah, okay. All right, so what we can do, well, let's just test this basic jet engine landing, Kerbin. That's no big deal. Okay. That's not going to happen. I hate the test in flight. So anything else I can test landed at Kerbin? Okay. I have some orbital tests that I can do. That's good too. All right, so let's 5 hours, 5 hours. Let's close this. Let's actually upgrade this guy. I have the funds to do it now. So now we can have more active contracts. Yay. That's, I think, a little bit beyond what I can do right now. But it's fairly easy. So we'll take this. We'll take this. We'll do this right now. We'll do the gear bay. And we'll test the landing gear. And the inline cockpit. Alright, so let's look at our contracts now. Unmanned probe, space data on Min-Min, landed, orbiting. Oh, I didn't want to take this mission. I didn't want to take this. Oh, I have over a year. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's no big deal. Okay, so Kerbin orbit. Okay. So let's hide that contract for right now. So what we're just going to do really quick is we're just going to test this jet engine, and then we'll end the episode, because that sounds like a great idea. Should be a bit more science. Oh, yeah, we need to do science unlocks, too. Okay, so let's just load the untitled spacecraft, shall we? All right, so we'll just call this Test Rig 1. Test Rod. Test Rig 1. Okay, so that has to be in orbit. We need to test basic jet engine. All right, engines. Basic jet engine. Put that there. Structural. Oh, we don't have that yet. All right, so we'll just... I don't think it actually has to fire. I think we just have to, like, launch with it, and it's fine. So save this, launch this. Okay. Test Rig 1. I don't know who got sent out to the launch pad for this, but someone did. Time warp times 1. Test Rig 1. Well, that was an easy 27 science. That's why I do those. It's like free science. It's like, test this landed at Kerbin. Okay. You guys want me to. All right, so we got all our funds back, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. No XP gain. Okay, done. No new ribbons. Yeah, well, that was like... Jeb, wheel this out to the pad and just, like, fire it for us, will ya? All right, so I could go for that, or I could get one of these that's 90. That would be cool. Heavy rocketry gives me bigger rockets. But I think we're kind of okay for right now. Electrics gives me solar panels. That's bloody awesome, right? Like having that, and we have the high alkaline fuel cell. We could also get space exploration, which gives us some new equipment. That's pretty good too, and better life support. Okay, and new science gear. That's important too. But I kind of want to get solar panels now, because until we get solar panels, we're kind of, you know, derping around here. We of course want to get general construction at some point, because that's just useful to have. So we'll get... Let's go with electrics, because solar panels. Oh, we got the first part of box sat, too. Unless we already have box sat. So we have the solar panels, and we're also just going to get general construction. Oh, not enough science. Right, okay. What else that opened up for us? Nothing that we can see yet. Okay. I need, like, 6 more science. I don't know if I've actually gotten the launch pad science yet, so we'll check that out right now. Science Junior. Goo can. Magnetometer, boom. And dynamic aldehyde of neutrons. And you do anything else? No, no, no. Okay. That's 8,000 Kerbal dollars or something. I don't know. It's Kerbal money. It's probably green. Probably. What would Kerbal money look like anyways? Okay. What was it? 8,000 something. All right, so let's do a magnetometer scan. Deploy the magnetometer. Yeah, keep the data. We'll do a material study and a surface hydrogen scan. Rather superfluous. Keep the data. I think we got everything we needed out of that. And we'll recover the vessel and hopefully just have enough science to unlock general construction, which will be wicked nice to have. I should really put my science pods in my... But anyways, doesn't really matter. Okay, parts. 8770. Reputation. Okay. Close that. Okay, so now we should just be able to unlock that node I wanted. General construction. Research it for me. Let's check back in, see if it unlocked. Yeah, advanced construction techniques. Okay. Which I think actually starts giving us some of the MKS, OKS stuff, if I remember. Machinery plant, mobile repair shops. Yes, okay, so we start getting MKS and OKS. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we start getting storage tank. We get this. We get the OKS hub connectors. We get OKS station tubes. We get OKS orbital rocket workshops. We get colony control centers. We get a whole bunch of junk for us to work with. Awesome. That may be our next step, and we'll have to figure out how the heck to get them into orbit. Yeah, that's going to be fun. We'll probably have to do heavy rocketry, and then we'll probably do advanced construction to get the stuff actually into orbit. All right, guys, this has been Mr. Kassarian. I may do these tests off camera, or, nah, well, I'll build it off camera and then show you. Anyways, this has been Mr. Kassarian. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy flying.